Hello guys, today I'm going to be telling you what is in patch 1.6 and The Last Stand. As you can see, the servers are down because they're actually getting everything ready to deploy 1.6 and The Last Stand DLC. Now, while we're waiting, I'm going to read off the notes right here. Bear in mind this may take a little bit, but I'm going to pretty much read you everything that's been said, and these are legit. These come straight from Ubisoft, the website, Tom Clancy, the division, and they was updated yesterday, so they are written in stone. This is what's going to be happening and everything. So this may take a little bit to do, but this is a pretty thorough reading of what's going to be happening. And plus, I will not be telling you the bug fixes that they have. I will actually supply a link directly to the page, and you can actually look at it. It'll be in the description. And furthermore, here we go. Last Stand game mode. It's 8 versus 8 PvP combat. Fight to control 3 key tactical locations on one of four Dark Zone maps. In order to capture a tactical location, the team will need to control 3 objectives inside the location. Once the tactical location is secured, the team will begin scoring points. First team to reach max score wins. To help propel the team to victory, players can activate powerful fortifications and SHD Tech Tactical Boost. Now, a new incursion. We got a new incursion called Stolen Signal. And the description is Stolen Signal takes place in a civilian TV broadcast center taken over by the infamous Rikers gang. Players will venture into 3 different wings and face unique combat scenarios. Each encounter is meant to push players to play tactically and make the best use of their builds. All wings bring their own challenges and rewards. Completing all of them will unlock the final boss fight and the strongest opposition yet. Alright, now right down here we actually have all of these, the 1.6 and the Last Stand will be releasing, of course, today, February 28th. And it will be releasing on PC, PS4, and Xbox One at the same time. Other game changes is Dark Zone map expansion. Explore 3 new areas to the north of the Dark Zone, engage powerful enemies, and discover the dangers hiding around every corner. Now here's something that a lot of people in the Dark Zone will really enjoy. There's the thing going to be called Dark Zone leaderboards. Earn rewards in the Dark Zone by participating in weekly and monthly activities tracked via the new Dark Zone leaderboards. See how you stack up against other players in the Dark Zone on leaderboard activities that reset and change every week and month. All of the tracked weekly and monthly activities count towards your total score. The higher your score, the better rewards you will earn when the leaderboards reset. You also have Dark Zone contamination events. The pockets of virus contamination in the subways below the Dark Zone are festering and becoming even more deadly. Cleaners have been attracted to the rising contamination. Players must manage their health as the virus eats away at their filter while battling against powerful cleaners. Clear each Dark Zone subway of cleaners to earn extra rewards. And we also have legendary difficulty. Pit yourself against elite LMB forces equipped with superior gear and advanced tactics. Legendary difficulty strips missions of all narrative and focuses purely on combat scenarios. Each legendary mission has a single checkpoint about halfway through. Legendary difficulty is only available in World Tier 5. Available missions: Napalm Production Site, Warren Gate Power Plant, Times Square Power Relay. So we're only going to have 3 missions so far at Legendary. Now, you're going to have more options to customize your character. You're going to have weapon skins, backpack skins, new clothing sets, and emotes. And there's going to be a thing called the premium vendor in the terminal. And there'll be stocks updated weekly. So there's that. And Combat. Increase the time to revive a downed teammate from 3 seconds to 5 seconds. So instead of taking 3 seconds to revive somebody, it's going to take you 5 seconds now. Bleed no longer blocks sprint. Instead, it reduces movement speed by 20%. Additional applications refresh the timer. Med kits can now be used at full health and cleanse the character of all applied status effects. Hip fire stability has been significantly reduced when moving. Increased hip fire penalties. Weapon spread is now wider, while stability and recoil are also more impacted. Player camera will now be impacted by hip fire, reducing their field of view the longer they keep firing. So you boys in the DZ that want to go hip firing, it's not going to be as easy anymore. There's now a short cooldown between each combat roll. That is a big thing that I'm looking forward to if you're in the DZ. You got these people that's always rolling around and you can't shoot them. Well, down there's going to be a short cooldown, probably like a second or something like that. Body shot damage has been slightly increased in PvP. This change does not apply to PvE. Headshot damage is unchanged. Implemented visual feedback when an enemy player uses a medkit. Wow. The PvP damage multiplier has been set at 0.42. This applies to both Last Stand and the Dark Zone. Alright. Scroll on down here. Let's see. I'm reading right here. I'm not really... They're just talking here about Last Stand gear normalization. When entering a match of Last Stand, character stats will be modified in order to bring a more stable balance to player versus player combat. I'm not really going to go over every bit of that. Like I said, I'm going to leave the link and you be able to actually look at it yourself. There's not going to be a whole lot that I do not cover that's on this page. So, anyways, Dark Zone. Players can now fast travel between Dark Zone checkpoints. Hallelujah. Players will no longer lose Dark Zone experience and funds when killed in the Dark Zone if they are not rogue. Wow, that's a really good thing. Supply drops will now reward Dark Zone experience as well. That's really good. Koreatown is no longer classified as a landmark. Wow. Alright. Armor and resistance. Alright. Armor has been removed as a major bonus from items and is replaced with health. Hence, I've been telling you this through my videos. Base health has been added to the game. Depending on the world tier you are in, you will automatically receive a given amount of base health for free. Alright, so pretty much health is probably going to be the new meta in a way. Added a new bonus called Resist All, which adds resistance to all types of status effects. And here from the boys that's played the PTS, the Resist All isn't really something that is going to be very big, but then again, it may. Older items pre 1.6 with health bonus will see this bonus replaced with a Resist All 1. Resist All is capped at 60%. Resistance to status effects will now reduce the effect instead of having to change or having a chance to resist it. This means with a 10% bleed resist will lower the bleed damage and duration by 10% instead of having a 10% chance to ignore it. When applied repeatedly in a short time, the player will naturally build up resistance to this status effect. In other words, status effects will now have diminishing returns when applied repeatedly to a player. If the player manages to build up 100% resistance to a status effect, they will resist it entirely. Wow. Okay. Gear talents. Rejuvenated now gives 40% resistance to all status effects for 10 seconds when using a med kit. Alright, now I'm just going to name off a few of these things right here. Gear sets, it says gear bonuses have been moved around on various gear pieces. And it's showing here with a minus sign, bonus is removed, and a plus bonus is added, and equal is bonus remains. I'm just going to tell you the bonuses that are removed and the bonuses that are added to each piece. For the bonuses that are removed on a chest, damage to elite and damage from elite is being removed from the chest. What's going to be added is skill haste and enemy armor damage. The backpack, what's going to be taken away is skill haste and signature skill resource gain. What's going to be added is weapon stability. The mask, damage to elites being taken away and enemy armor damage is being added. Gloves, damage to elites is being taken away. Enemy armor damage and skill haste is being added. Knees, damage to elites and damage from elite is taken away. Enemy armor damage and skill power is added. On the holster, damage from elite and pistol damage is being taken off, and critical hit chance and reload speed is being taken or putting on. Other changes to stats. Enemy armor damage is now a major bonus and no longer a minor. Damage to elites is now a minor bonus and no longer a major. And damage from elite values have been halved. Pistol damage is doubled on gloves. Alright, now I'm not going to be reading off a lot of this. Recalibration. In other words, on the recalibration, you're going to be able to keep on recalibrating. There's no max to it anymore as far as let's see, how do I put this? You know how you kept on spending more and more money on, like, per se, a gear piece or something like that, and you had to just keep on spending money, you know, and you could just roll it, but now it's going to be an infinite amount of times, of course, on the guns and the gear, but you're going to reach to a point to where it won't charge you no more. So it'll level out eventually. You won't just have to keep on. So I'm not going to read all about the recalibration. You guys can, like I said, the link will be in the description. You can just click it and follow it. Now, it says on the bottom of this, though, I'm going to say, note that when a recalibration resets, the money spent will be reimbursed based on the recalibration cost of update 1.6. Since recalibration now has a cost cap, if the initial recalibration costed more, you will only be reimbursed according to this cap. Alright. Now, here we go. These are the talents that long-awaited people have been wanting to know about. What are they going to do to my talents and my skills and stuff like that? So, character talents. On the mood is reduced to 15%. Battle Buddy reduced to 30%. Critical Save reduced to 20%. Now this one will be something that a lot of people are probably going to fuss about. Adrenaline will no longer apply overheal. Instead, it replaces the instant heal of medkits with a heal over time that can also apply while taking damage. I just don't know about all that, but you know, I don't run it anyways. But anyways, skills. Skills is changes to skill power. The skill power curve has been modified, resulting in less efficient skills at low skill power and more efficient skills at high skill power. Skills will now scale to the world tier you are currently in as an expected skill power has been implemented. Diminishing return on skill power will not kick in before 450,000 skill power. Wow. All skills have been adapted to this new scaling. Skill haste gear bonuses have been increased by 100%. Skill haste has a cap of 50%. Alright, Sticky Bomb. Changed Flashbang mod to have only a flashbang effect. Replace the Proximity Fuse mod with Disruptor, which has an EMP effect. Its explosion radius has been increased to 9 meters. Added warning and delay to Sticky Bomb. This means that sticky bombs, except for Disruptor, will no longer detonate immediately, but after some time. Well, here's the thing. Why in the hell do you have them, okay? Alright. That just gives everybody time to run off from the shit. Yeah. Wow, smart idea there, buddy. First aid. Defibrillator will now heal in 2 steps. 1 instant burst of healing, following by a heal over time. Booster shot. Damage mitigation bonuses decreased by 50%. From 15% to 7.5%. Holy shit. Turret. Shock turret will no longer deal any damage and only shock the enemy. Base skill inactive sensor range decreased from 35 meters to 25 meters. All mods except shock base health reduced by 25%. All mods skill power impact on health reduced. Mobile cover. All mods base cooldown increased by 33%. Pulse. Reduced impact of skill power on critical hit chance and critical hit damage. Okay. Tactical scanner. Critical hit chance increased by plus 20%. Critical hit damage reduced by minus 11%. Smart cover. Damage resilience decreased by 33%. Alright, they're going to keep messing with smart cover until they just screw it completely. They done messed it up in 1.5. Now they're even lowering it more. It's going to be useless. I don't see nobody hardly using that shit anymore anyways, but they're just making it a useless skill. Reduced impact of skill power on damage resilience. All mods base cooldown increased by 9%. Seeker Mine. Well, here comes your nerfs on the Seeker Mine. Let's see what they say about that shit. All mods. Added a PvP damage modifier that applies to all PvP activities to reduce its potency. The multiplier is set to 40%. Whoa. Based cooldown increased by 17%. Cluster. The stagger effect has been removed. Explosion damage has been decreased. Bleed damage has been increased. Support station. All mods radius decreased from 8 meters to 7.5 meters. Life support. Revive time increased from 3 seconds to 5 seconds. Support station. Heal procs have a 1 second cooldown. Signature skills. Oh my god. The exhaust that applies after a player received a signature skill effect is extended to 60 seconds from 30 seconds. Players will no longer be able to trigger a signature skill if they are under the exhaust effect from a previous application. Signature skills cooldown will now be affected by skill haste. Tactical link. Damage bonus is decreased to 10%. And last stand. This change doesn't apply outside of last stand where the bonus remains at 30%. So they're going to decrease the damage bonus off of Tactical Link to 10% in the Last Stand game mode for PvP. The PvP game mode Last Stand. But outside of it, it's still going to be 30%. Weapon stability will be more hindered by the rate of fire bonus. Alright. Here's your gear sets, guys. Gear sets, the D3 FNC, also known as Defense Gear Set. 4 pieces. When used, your ballistic shield has no skill mod active. It will no longer remove critical chance from your weapon. Characters will now automatically switch to their sidearm if the SMG runs out of ammo. Reclaimer. This is the one that I've been waiting for. 2 pieces equals to plus 30% support station range. 3 pieces equals to plus 50% support station duration. 4 pieces equals to all support station mods are active at the same time. Mark my words, this will be the new meta because there will be a lot of support roles out there now with the Reclaimer. I just really feel this will be a really good gear set and there will be a lot of crybabies that's going to be fussing about this. Alpha Bridge, here comes your nerf. 4 pieces now only provides the 3rd free talent of the unused weapon instead of all 3. All talents ignore unlock requirements. Tactician authorities. 2 pieces equals plus 15% skill haste. 4 pieces now consumes the skill power buff on skill used instead of after 10 seconds. Banshee. Alright, now here's Banshee. 4 pieces. While rogue, all ammo is completely refilled every 30 seconds. Damage taken from non-rogue players reduced by 10%. That's not a change. Here's the change. So, you know what, rogues? Watch out, because they've done something here that you guys are not going to like. While not rogue, damage to rogue players is increased by 10%. This bonus is increased to 20% for 10 minutes after being killed by a rogue. Alright, so they just added pretty much 10% more on the damage towards a rogue off of Banshee set. So, watch out. Deadeye, 4 pieces, now only works with zoom scopes. So now that we know which gear sets are being affected and changed, that gives me opportunity to make you more videos on gear sets and on the new ones. and talk about those. Now, loot. High-end named items become exotic. This quality comes with a new item color. Exotic weapons have been removed from the advanced weaponry vendor. Updates sources for exotics. Some sources have been moved around. We also added more sources with chances to drop any exotic. Exotics caches have been added to the game. These guarantee an exotic item when opened. Phoenix credits cap has been increased from 2,000 to 5,000. The scavenger box in the base of operations will now properly scale with world tier. Weekly assignment caches will now guarantee an exotic item. So for all those people that's been doing the weekly assignments, and getting those done, having the caches, hopefully you didn't open them. Exotic items sold at vendors have had their prices slightly increased. Gear set items have been lowered to be equivalent to high-end prices. Now, as I said, the crafting is recalibrations are now unlimited. This means that once a stat is picked for recalibration, it can be recalibrated as many times as the player has the currencies to pay for it. The cost will increase at first, but eventually cap and no longer increase. Hallelujah. All right, here's something on the weapons. Weapons. Base damage on all weapons have been reduced to balance correctly with the reduced damage mitigation from the change to armor. Note that NPC health and damage has also been adapted to preserve the time to kill and time to be killed values pre 1.6. Now here's the thing. Here's about the SMGs. I'm fixing to tell you. Everybody thought, oh, the SMGs are going to have the 36% or 38% critical hit chance like they did before, or the 35% or whatever. Even though they're bringing back the critical hit chance percentage to the SMGs, here's the thing. SMGs have been given back their critical hit chance with a maximum roll of around 22%. All right, so even if you max it, you're getting 22% off of that gun. The max critical hit chance is set at 60% in the game. Anything over it is going to be wasted. All right, so you're going to have to put a lot of critical hit chance into your mods on your gun. Plus, if you're running Savage, stuff like this, Savage, or you're running certain things that is going to have the critical hit chance on the gear, and you're also going to be looking at other things that your skill set's going to be able to give you that. So they're trying to level it out to where the SMG isn't going to be the OP anymore, but I still believe it's going to be the SMG, in my opinion, is going to still be the best in close range, but the assault rifle will be the best as further than 10 meters. Cool-headed will now have a small cooldown to not trigger repeatedly with automatic weapons. L86, base damage increased by 4%. Damage fall off at range reduced by 40%. Provident talent, the last bullet of a magazine deals 10% more damage instead of 60%. Alright guys, we're getting close to the end. But before we do, this is the named weapons, and this is what they're going to have on their talent that's not going to be able to be changed. It's going to be set, okay? All named items are exotic quality now. Exotic weapons now each have a unique talent in the third free slot. The other two talents are rolled randomly from the list of talents available to this weapon type. Exotic weapons on pre-update 1.6 will have the new unique talent added and their remaining talents randomly re-rolled. Exotic weapon talents are not transferred to the other weapon when using Alpha Bridge. Exotic talents cannot be recalibrated. See above for more information about how recalibration works for legacy items. Alright, alright, the unique talent. Alright, we're going to go ahead and start naming off the guns and what their talents are. FAMAS is now an exotic weapon and uncomplicated its unique talent. It has been renamed Bullfrog. Base damage increased by 11.7%. A lot more people are going to be using FAMAS. Tommy Gun. Its new talent is Carefree. Hip fire damage is increased by 11%. Medved is its new talent is Center Mass. Shoots heavy slugs instead of buckshot. Hungry Hog. Its new talent is Glutton. Killing a target increases your damage dealt by 10% until you stop firing. Multiple kills stack this bonus up to 5 times. Holy shit. Tenebrae. Its new talent is Lights Out. Destroying an enemy weak point resets skill cooldowns for you and your nearby group members. This talent has a 10-second cooldown. Pecan, whatever you want to call it. It is new talent is Pecan, whatever. Each kill makes the next reload have 20% extra bullets compared to its base. Liberator and Centurion. Weapon gear set. Okay, Free Republic is the talent. Each shot with a Liberator grabs plus 5% to you next headshot damage with a Centurion. Max is 200%. Kills with a Centurion grant plus 10% RPM to all weapons for 10 seconds. Valkyrie becomes Hilder and whatever you pronounce it, weapon gear set. Valkyrie, each hit with Hilder, whatever you call it, increases critical hit damage by 1% to a max of 30. The bonus decreases by 1 second, or 1 every second. This bonus only applies to whatever. Hilder cannot crit. Cassidy. On the Cassidy, the new talent is Boomstick, and it's called Double Trigger Fires off both barrels in short succession. Urban MDR, base damage increased by 65%. Wow. Talent is Distracted. Your damage is increased by 18% against targets with status effects. Warlord, the new talent Play Rough. Damage taken is reduced by 20% while firing. The damage taken is applied when you stop firing. Thomas M1928. Talent is Carefree. Hipfire damage is increased by 11%. Damascus. Quick Draw is the new talent. When drawn, weapon damage is increased by 20% for 2 seconds. After that, weapon damage is decreased by 20%. Golden Rhino. New talent, Golden Rhino. Increased stagger by 200%. Historian. Talent is History Repeats. Each bullet embers itself in the target and detonates 2 seconds later for 700% of the user's firearms. Wow. Caduceus is the talent. Each critical hit heals you and your group for 1% of the user's skill power. This talent has a 0.2 seconds cooldown. A player can only be healed by 1 Caduceus at a time. If anybody knows how long 0.2 seconds cooldown is, it's the one that's, okay, if you've got the short bow knee pads, then you know. Midas is the talent. Each bullet you hit with reduces your damage by 1% and your target's damage by 1% to a max of 20%. The effect is reduced by 5% per second. And Showstopper, base damage increased by 11%. Alright, now, they're talking about open world. Civilians will now always drop target intel when helped. Collectibles will now reward players with more XP when picked up at level 30. Survival. Crafting high-end pistols will no longer cost division tag. Updated survival cache content. It no longer has a specific drop that weights towards weapons introduced in survival and has a more generic drop instead. Exotic items have a small chance to drop as a bonus. Reviving players from downstate will now cost a medkit. When matchmaking in solo PvP, survival players will end up in a guaranteed solo instance where grouping is not possible. Players can no longer loot and kill other down players in PvE survival. Supplies available around the different spawn hideouts have been rebalanced. Underground. Killing NPCs will now grant underground XP instead of normal XP. Hallelujah. This means that players will no longer earn normal XP when playing underground. No shit. Underground caches now guarantee 2 items instead of 1. Exotic items have a small chance to drop as a bonus. Incursions. Increase the weekly rewards on all challenging and heroic incursions. Sorry. And they're talking about the bug fixes and stuff like that. Now, I'm not going to read off any of these. I just feel like, I don't know. I'm not doing that. You guys can actually go on this website. I'll have the link, the full link, and I'll put it in my description. Sorry guys that this was taking so long, but I wanted to read you the patch notes word for word. There is some stuff on here that I did not read that you know, while I was talking to you, you probably know what I didn't read, as I told you what I wasn't going to. But other than that, guys, I hope you did enjoy the information. If this video has helped you any way, please leave a like, subscribe, comment. I really do appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this. You guys have a great day and enjoy the division once it comes back up. This has been Just Hit Square. Bye.